So are you gonna have kids? Like in a way where
Yeah.
it's like, have you decided if you don't have kids, like
What's going on? When
what's
are they
going on?
entering the picture? When are they entering the chat?
What are your thoughts around that? I'm like, I can't say though. I don't really get that question a lot, but I know that it's a thing.
Yeah.
It's a thing, and like we said, people don't really talk about it a lot. But being child free by choice is actually a thing, y'all.
Yeah.
It's a thing, and I want to preface this conversation by saying that everybody has their individualistic views and thoughts. There's no right or wrong, but
Mm-hmm.
we have to start having respect for people who feel differently and decide differently than we do. So I'm going to preface this conversation by saying that.
Yeah.
But yeah, being child free by choice is a thing.
Yeah. More and more millennials and Gen Zs, because y'all are part of this conversation too,
Yeah,
are deciding not to have kids.
they are.
It's a real thing. Like a lot of even my friends, more of my friends, not than not, but a lot of them are like, yeah, no, I'm good. Like last night, I was out with a girlfriend, and she was like, "Yeah, I just don't think I want to do it." And that's becoming more and more of a conversation. It's becoming more and more common where you'll ask somebody, or you guys are talking about children or life planning, and they're like, "I don't think it's a fit for me." When back in the day, that was not a
That was
vibe,
not the case.
you
That was
know?
not the case. And I've been having conversations with different people saying the same thing. It's been all women.
Yeah.
I feel like men feel differently about this
Hmm.
because, they have this whole, they want a legacy. It was so funny because I saw this video. She was like, y'all men are saying I want a legacy. Some of y'all ain't even got shit.
I have thoughts around the legacy conversation too. I don't think legacy is just attached to leaving children behind.
Mm,
You can have a legacy and not like Tracy Ellis Ross. She's going to leave behind a legacy despite having children or not having children.
right.
Your legacy could be what you're known for, what it is that you do, how much you've impacted people. That there's legacy can be a lot of
A
things.
legacy can be a lot of things,
You
but
know?
when it comes to men in particular, their idea of a legacy is their children.
Please don't.
It's their children.
And then we got to
It's
shift the
their
mind.
children. So
We got
I
to
have
shift the
not
mind.
heard from one man. I have not heard one man yet
None that you know.
declare that they don't want children.
Mm-hmm.
But I have been hearing more women say, like, yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of leaning on the side of no.
Yeah.
I'm leaning on the side of no. And there was a 2021 Pew Research survey that shows that 44% of non-parents ages 18 to 49 say it's not too likely or
Mm-hmm.
not likely at all that they will have children someday.
See?
And that's going up. It's going up.
Yeah, it's on the
going,
rise.
it's
It's on
going
the
up.
rise.
It's going up each year. The amount of babies that are being born is on the decline.
I can feel it though. I feel like millennials, we are so hyper aware of the economy, what it takes to live, everything that we have to work towards. I feel like we're just going to say goals or timeline is being pushed back further and further. So things like children become more and more of an option and not like a mandate.
And I think that's okay. So that was the
Just
thing.
like home buying.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, is it practical for me? Like, we really are thinking in terms of practicality and not just like because society says we should do it, we should do it.
The societal pressure.
Exactly.
And I feel us growing away from that. But if I'm being honest, there's still a little bit that lingers.
Of course.
There's what's the generation before us? Gen X.
Generation X. Generation X.
Gen X, which is our parents.
No,
And
that's
then
not our parents. Maybe some of y'all parents. Our parents are
why?
not boomers. Maybe they are Gen X.
Mad Hatters.
Maybe they are Gen X, like the very, very beginning of Gen X.
Well, whatever generation, their
Mhm.
name of their generation is, but some of that still lingers from the conditioning from our parents, from our grandparents, and they're usually the ones who are questioning or mentioning, when are we going to have kids? I want my grandbabies.
Yeah.
This is what you were created to do. When I was your age, I had, all of that. That societal pressure and that conditioning, like I said, kind of lingers. And I feel like that's the part that prevents some of us from fully declaring, I don't want kids. I'm not having kids.
Yeah. Yeah. For
You know?
sure. For sure. I like my mom is like that. My mom
Yeah,
is
your mom don't let up off.
she wants a grandbaby. I'm like, Mom,
She was like, y'all need to be having kids. No, we don't.
that's her claim to
No, we
fame. I'm
don't
like,
need
girl,
to.
and right now she's nurturing her grandniece
Not
or
nurturing.
her great niece. She's been looking at like
The
she's
nurture.
building a really close relationship with her great niece, my cousin's baby, and it's just giving her so much life. Like having this
It's like
small
giving her purpose.
yes, this little small baby that she can like be sort of like a grandmother figure to. Also, my mom's sister, the which would be the baby's grandmother, has passed. So she feels like this special obligation or this certain obligation to like really be there. And it's just doing something for her. She's
It
like, I'm
is.
so glad I got this little baby. I'm so glad I got my little niece. I'm like, I'm glad too, girl. Let's take the pressure off of me because I don't know if it's happening or when it's happening or none of that. So get your thrills.
My mom has grandchildren because I have a host of siblings.
Good.
So she has 4.
Mm-hmm.
She has 4 grandkids, and she already knows not to
Come hit you.
pressure me.
Yeah.
She even be like, I know Brittany probably not having kids. It's not her. It'll be like my grandma who has her great grandchildren and grandchildren saying
Being
like,
greedy.
I just really want
Why
one.
you being greedy?
I just really want one from you, my first granddaughter. It makes
It's
no
the greed.
And the thing
You already have it.
you won't even barely see the child. You won't have any part of actively raising the child.
Yeah.
Stop. And I
Yeah.
remember once my auntie had said something like, I'm just praying for you.
Praying
for
over
you.
the womb.
Praying for you to have a child and a family. I'm like, hold on. I am not standing in agreement with that. I'm not. I don't want you to pray for that for me.
Yeah.
Why are you praying for that? Like, did I say that I could see if I came and was like, Auntie, I'm just really
in a place
yearning
where I
for
want
a
this.
child. Pray for me.
Yeah.
Don't pray that if I didn't ask you.
Yeah.
Don't pray for that. So I'm like, y'all gotta chill. Y'all gotta chill on that.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't know what my hopes and dreams and plans are for my life. You're just over there praying and wishing and hoping.
And you ain't got to do that.
You don't have to do
You
that.
ain't got to do that for me on my behalf.
You don't have to do that. What factors are influencing your decision right now to be child free?
That I am selfish and I like it. I'm not ready to be selfless. That's really my main decision. There's a few. The economy is a big one. I don't know how y'all with multiple kids are doing it. I know it's getting done, but I'm like, how? With inflation and things constantly going up, that scares me. Really the selflessness. I really love my freedom, my ability to like get up, go, make a move, come, go. And I appreciate the fact that nothing external outside of myself dictates my moves. When I'm going to go, how I'm going to go, when it's going to happen, if it's going to happen. It all comes down to me.
Right.
If I want to do something or not. And I love that about my life. I really love it. And I cannot see right now putting it down and picking the alternative up.
Right.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. What about you? What factors
I
are
feel you
influencing
on
your
that
decision?
one. I personally have never just felt maternal.
Mm-hmm.
I've never felt like, oh my God, I can't wait until I have kids. I've never felt like that.
Yeah.
Like I've just felt like it was like a kind of, like just indifferent about it.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was like in my long-term relationship, you know how you just talk your shit about your plan for the future. And I remember telling him, we started dating when we were like 23. And I think when I was like 25-ish or something, I was like, if I don't have kids by 30, I'm just not going to have any. Like, I don't want to have them after that. And of course, the conversations weren't serious. But now I'm thinking, like, with me never really feeling like maternal and being kind of indifferent about it, what is stopping me from just saying, no, I don't want kids?
Yeah.
Because usually when I talk about it, this is what I say. I'm like, I could go without kids, but if I meet a man and he really wants them. But when I think about, if I meet a man and he really wants them, I would be open to the idea. But when I think about the large responsibility that comes with having a child, it needs to be a little bit more than if he really wants them, I'm open to the idea, because that's life-changing.
It is. It is.
It's life-changing.
It is. So what do you feel like is keeping you from just saying I don't want to do it?
Societal pressures, how
And how
my
like
option.
definitive it is. It
Yeah.
makes it like,
It's like it's like no.
I know. Then it's firm.
Yeah.
It's like you got to, once you say it, you stand on it.
Yeah.
I was having the same thought recently as we were talking about this concept. And we always have this conversation. But in my romantic relationship, well, I'll back up. When I was in my early 20s, I was in a long-term relationship. And at one point, I did start feeling like we need to have kids. We need to be moving, progressing, but not out of desire. It was more out of timeline.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we've been together this long. This is just because this is what people say you do.
And this is what everybody else is doing.
Right. And more so like we weren't given options or choices as to you can choose to be a mom or not.
It's a
that
choice.
was never the narrative. That was never the dialogue or the conversation.
It was you.
You can choose.
You should be a mom.
You
will
grow
to be a mom.
You will be. When you grow up, you're going to have kids. This is a part of life. It almost seems like you don't, like the same way we mature, or not even mature because everybody don't mature, but the same way we age and it just happens. That's how it seems that parenthood or having children happens. Like at some point, they're going to be inserted into your equation. So when I was in that relationship, I was like, we need to. And as I've grown and that didn't happen, thank God for me, thank God. I was able to really sit with like, what is your desire around children? How do you really feel about children? Is this something that you truly want, or because everybody says you should do it? And as I've gotten older, my decision has leaned closer to like, I don't think it's a fit, dog.
Yeah.
Like I'm like 90% sure. And I get closer to 100% as I age and I see that life is still full without that.
I know. I feel you on that, because that's another message that we were taught, that was ingrained in us, is like, children make your life more full.
Yeah.
And without them, you'll be missing out on that fullness.
Mm-hmm.
And at first I used to think like maybe my desire to have kids is because I haven't been partnered with someone who
brings that
out of me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't think it's that.
I don't think that's that for you or us. I think that can be the case for some people. Like my mom. My mom did not want kids as she was growing up or being, she met my dad and was like, I want to have kids for this person. I want to have children. I only want to have children with this person.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't him, she wasn't going to have any. But I don't feel that either. I don't feel that like strong pull.
I haven't felt that.
This person is going to make me want to bring forth life.
Right.
No.